First planner spread of 2025, let's talk about layering and how to add depth to your planner spreads. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com. Today we're diving into the first planner spread of 2025. This is going to be for the week of January the 1st. I'm very excited to use Winter Allure from Love Posh to do a New Year's themed spread, but we're going to work on adding some layers in depth and interest, specifically using washi tape. So let's dive in. I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. Otherwise, I'm going to put you all on fast forward. Let's go. All right, so the truth is when you are able to layer and add depth to your spreads, it really takes them to the next level. It's like upping your decorating game, and I feel like washi tape is a really great way to do that. So when you're adding depth, you're talking about things that are in the foreground and background. That is the concept behind depth. Instead of just putting a sticker down, you have things that are in front and behind. And you can think of that in a few different ways. One of those is layering one sticker on top of the other. The other way to think of it is by creating a background on your page. For instance, this is a checklist layout. You see these large vertical boxes. And on the edges of these big vertical boxes that are all gridded out in the middle of the paper, you see that white margin. Well, that is an opportunity to create a background, something that feels like it's behind where these boxes are. And washi tape is a wonderful way to do that. You simply have to have those boxes pop out. So here's what I'm going to do. I picked some washi tape from my stash that I thought went really well with these beautiful stickers from Love Posh that have a New Year's twist to them. And I'm going to start, I put some scallop washi tape that kind of set off where the checklists are. And then I have this red washi tape. Now, the actual insert that I'm using is one of the prototypes from my shop. It was printed ever so slightly crooked. I promise the ones in the shop are not like that. But in order to make this look the same, what I'm going to do is add another little sliver of washi tape here at the bottom. And you won't even be able to tell once the spread is done. Just odd that some of the prototypes came back in that way. So I'm going to trim this off. That was the first strip of washi tape. It still hasn't created any sense of depth because everything is still in the foreground. However, when I come back with my next little bit of washi tape, which is a peach grid washi, I'm going to have it stop where the boxes are as if it were going behind where the boxes are going to be. So I'm going to use my craft knife right here, cut off right there. And now all of a sudden the boxes start to pop. They start to come to the front because there's an illusion that the washi tape is running all the way behind them. You don't actually have to do the full-on layering to give it the effect of layering. So this washi tape looks like it's running behind. You could actually do this across the whole spread. Just have some strips of washi tape that go behind it. You can also do it within the vertical boxes of this spread, having some of the washi tape go in front and behind, as if you were cutting it off in between some of those vertical boxes. I'm also adding some interest by layering. Layering washi tape is another great way to add some extra interest, especially when you have a beautiful washi tape like the scallop that has a little bit of that transparent section. That gives a different shape to your page. When you're doing planner spreads, a lot of times there's a whole lot of right angles. There's a lot of rectangles, there's a lot of squares. So anytime you can bring in a curve or a softer shape, I think it adds interest to the overall spread. Now I am repeating the same washi tape layering technique up at the top, and this is another way I add depth to my spread. You might notice that I put the darkest washi tape at the bottom and at the top. I feel like it brings focus into the middle of the spread. Your eyes are going to where the brighter parts of the spread are. So by adding the washi at the bottom and the top, I believe it adds that depth feeling because your automatically attracted to some of the brighter parts that are kind of coming to the forefront. Plus, by using the scalloped washi to frame out that checklist section, that's also kind of bringing some more attention and bringing that to the forefront as well. So it's creating a sense of depth. You're not actually having pieces that are all the way in the background or all the way in the foreground. I will have layered pieces later, kind of some of the more typical ones, but it's giving you that interesting look and brightening up some parts of the spread that you're wanting to bring your attention to. I also just love the fact that the washi tape has a different finish and textural look than the typical stickers do. Anytime you can play with those finishes with a gloss versus a matte versus the paper finish of the washi tape, I think that adds an extra layer of interest to your spread as well. Now, to continue the idea that sometimes the washi tape is behind, sometimes it's in front, I'm going to play with putting some florals here at the bottom, and I'm going to contain the florals within the vertical boxes, meaning sometimes I like to have stickers that go off the page. It gives you the sense that they're going to keep going. It creates a different perspective. Sometimes I like to have them bound within the page or within the box, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm cutting this vertical line so that it looks like the stickers can only exist within the box, and that again gives that sense of the boxes in front and something else is happening along the edges. So I just accomplished this by using a straight edge like this washi tape cutter and a craft knife to just trim off some of the edges of those stickers to make it nice and neat. All right, I want to add just a little bit more. I need one other piece here. I had this kind of awkward connection where the washi tape was, so I thought that cake fit really well there. Sometimes when you're playing with layers, you might end up with what I would call that awkward connection, that kind of weird moment, and I usually like to layer something over the top of those to kind of smooth out that connection. And truthfully, as I'm seeing this, I'm seeing one more awkward connection that comes up later in the spread, and you'll see it, and I'll have to add a sticker there as well once I get off here from doing the voiceover. All right, I'm going to trim this off because I want the washi tape again to be more in the forefront and have the florals going behind. I just love the colors of this spread. They are so rich and beautiful and kind of different for a New Year spread. I feel like most of the time we think of black and gold, kind of celebratory for the New Year. This is like a warm hug at the beginning of the year. I love it. Okay, that's where the awkward connection is. See where I have the washi tape layered over those girls? I love that layered look, but I need one little thing to cover up this little gap between the box right there and the washi tape. That's the awkward thing. So I'll just have to get one tiny floral or some party hats, something like that right there. So over in that left-hand sidebar, I did add a box. I always think it's nice to have anytime there are people, stickers, on your page that are cut off like at the waist. I like to have that make sense visually by having them be behind a box. So now it looks like those ladies are standing behind the box on the stage and on the page and behind the box of the checklist as well. I just need to cover up the odd corner. On the left-hand sidebar, that's where I'm going to list out my meal planning for the week. So we're going to have that list over there. I went ahead and added the dates at the top. Cute. Those are from Mojo Jojo Plans. And then I'm just going to add a few boxes across. We're easing back into it this week. We do still have kid activities. And when I'm working with the boxes, that's what I'm going to do. Perhaps a more typical layering technique, which would be putting a decorative sticker slightly behind a functional box that gives you the pop of decoration, the pop of creativity, but still reserves plenty of space in order to write your plans for the week, which is still really important as we are getting back into the swing of things. I cannot believe it's 2025. I cannot believe we are making our first planner spreads of the year. It's so very exciting and fun. And my hope this year over here on YouTube is with some of these plan with me's to provide a little bit more education as far as some concrete tips and tricks. Instead of just watching me plan, I want to be able to explain even more clearly the thought process behind. So let me know what questions you have. Let me know what videos you're interested in seeing as far as plan with me's over here. And I'd love to work those into my schedule. All right. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. As always, everything I used is linked down below. And don't forget to check out Patreon. 2025 is going to be the most colorful year ever over on Patreon, and we would love to have you join us. You can head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife to find out more. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.